Sir, you need to leave immediately. This is a private members-only club. The security guard's hand moved toward his radio as Marcus Williams stood calmly in the marble lobby. Tuesday afternoon, 2:47 p.m. The Meridian Club's crystal chandeliers cast elegant shadows across Italian marble floors. Marcus adjusted his navy-tailored suit and approached the mahogany reception desk. His confident stride echoed in the hushed atmosphere. Sarah Chen, head receptionist, watched him approach. 8 years of experience told her this man didn't belong. Her shoulders tensed. A practiced smile spread across her face. "Excuse me, are you lost? The service entrance is around back." Marcus stopped. His dark eyes met hers. "I have a reservation." These black stories remind us that real-life stories can be more shocking than any fiction we could imagine. Have you ever been judged before you even opened your mouth? Sarah's fingers drummed against the mahogany surface. Behind her, the grandfather clock chimed 3 times. "Mr. Yamamoto arrives in 18 minutes, she muttered, checking her computer screen. Marcus placed his hands on the counter. "Private room 7, under Williams." "Williams?" Sarah's eyebrows rose. She clicked through reservation screens. "This says M. Williams." "That's obviously a mistake." "No mistake. Marcus Williams." "I booked it yesterday." Sarah's laugh was sharp. "Sir, we don't have walk-in availability. Our members book weeks in advance." From the corner of his eye, Marcus noticed a woman in pearls at the adjacent seating area. Her phone was raised, recording. The red dot indicated she was live streaming. Her perfectly manicured fingers typed rapidly. "Are you a member?" Sarah's voice carried across the lobby. "I have a reservation," Marcus repeated. His tone remained level. "I need to see your membership card." Marcus reached into his jacket. Sarah's hand moved toward the panic button beneath her desk. The platinum face of his Patek Philippe watch caught the light. Worth $180,000. Few people would recognize its significance. "I don't carry the card," Marcus said. "The reservation should be sufficient." "That's not how this works." Sarah's voice rose. "We have protocols." The woman with the phone leaned forward. Her live stream showed 47 viewers. Comments scrolled past. "This is insane. Call the police." He seemed so calm. Marcus pulled out his wallet. A first-class boarding pass was visible in his breast pocket. JFK to Tokyo, Seat 1A. The black American Express Centurion card reflected the chandelier's glow. "Perhaps you could call the room to verify," Marcus suggested. "Don't threaten our members." Sarah's finger hovered over the intercom. "Security!" Tom Rodriguez emerged from the side corridor. 23 years as a security guard had taught him to read situations quickly. This felt different. The man in the suit showed no signs of agitation, no fidgeting, no raised voice. "What's the problem, Sarah?" "This gentleman claims to have a reservation. He won't leave." Marcus checked his watch again. 16 minutes until my guest arrives." "Your guest?" Sarah's voice dripped skepticism. "Mr. Yamamoto. He's flying in from Tokyo for our meeting." The livestream viewer count climbed to 93. Someone in the comments recognized the location. "That's Meridian Club on Park Avenue." Another viewer typed, "Yamamoto? The billionaire?" Sarah's computer chimed. An email notification appeared. She glanced at it, then back at Marcus. "Anyone can claim to know important people." "May I use your phone?" Marcus asked. "Use your own phone, outside." Marcus nodded slowly. "I understand your position." Behind them, the elevator doors opened. Jennifer Brooks, the club manager, stepped out. Her heels clicked against marble as she approached the desk. "Jennifer," Sarah called, "we have a situation." Jennifer was 42 with 15 years of hospitality management experience. She prided herself on handling difficult situations with grace. This man didn't look difficult. He looked patient. "How can I help you?" Jennifer asked Marcus. "I have a reservation for private room 7. Ms. Chen seems unable to locate it. Jennifer looked at Sarah's screen. M. Williams, room 7, 3:00 p.m. Party of 2. "That's not him," Sarah said quickly. "This is obviously some kind of mistake." "The reservation is confirmed," Jennifer said. "But we do need to verify membership." Marcus reached into his jacket again. This time, Sarah pressed the panic button. A silent alarm registered at the security desk. Tom's radio crackled. "Back up to the main lobby," came the voice. Marcus paused, his hand halfway to his inner pocket. "Is there a problem?" "Standard security protocol," Jennifer said. "We need to see identification." The live stream now showed 127 viewers. Comments flooded in. "This is racial profiling. He's so calm. Where's the manager?" "I'm the manager," Jennifer said, apparently reading the comments over the filming woman's shoulder. Marcus withdrew his hand slowly. "I'd prefer to handle this privately." "That's not an option," Sarah said. "We have policies for a reason." The elevator chimed again. 2 more security guards emerged. The situation was escalating beyond reason. 14 minutes, Marcus said quietly. "Until what?" Jennifer demanded. "Until my guest arrives and finds his business partner being harassed in your lobby." The second security guard, Mike Patterson, positioned himself near the main entrance. His presence changed the lobby's atmosphere. Whispered conversations stopped. 3 club members at the bar turned to watch. Jennifer crossed her arms. "Sir, I'm going to need you to step outside while we sort this out." "Sort what out?" Marcus asked. "I have a confirmed reservation." The live stream viewer count jumped to 241. The woman filming had gained followers as word spread across social media. Her bio read, "Amanda Hutchinson, lifestyle blogger, 45K followers." "This is unbelievable," Amanda whispered to her phone. "I'm watching discrimination in real time at Manhattan's most exclusive club." Sarah's phone buzzed. A text message from an unknown number. "Watching your stream. This is disgusting." She hadn't realized her personal information was visible to viewers. 12 minutes, Marcus said, checking his watch. "Stop with the countdown," Jennifer snapped. "You're making people nervous." "I'm making people nervous." Marcus's voice remained calm. 3 security guards for 1 reservation dispute? From the kitchen, staff members peered through the service window. The head chef, Roberto Santos, had worked at the Meridian Club for 8 years. He'd never seen anything like this. "Should I call the police?" Sarah asked Jennifer. "Let's not escalate unnecessarily," Jennifer replied. But her hand moved toward her phone. Marcus pulled out his own phone. "I'll call my guest. He can verify the meeting." "Don't make any calls," Tom said. "We need to resolve this first." "Resolve what exactly?" Marcus asked. "I have a reservation. I'm here for a business meeting. What crime have I committed?" The live stream comments became increasingly polarized. Some viewers defended the club's security measures. Others called it blatant racism. The viewer count reached 400. Amanda adjusted her position for a better angle. "This gentleman has been nothing but polite," she said to her phone. "Yet he's being treated like a criminal." A new voice joined the conversation. "What's going on here?" Everyone turned toward the elevator. An elderly man in an expensive suit stepped into the lobby. Club member for 37 years, Harold Whitman commanded respect. "Harold," Jennifer said, "we're handling a situation." Harold looked at Marcus, then at the 3 security guards. "Quite a situation. What's the problem?" "This man claims to have a reservation," Sarah explained. "But he won't provide proper identification?" "Have you asked to see his ID?" "We've asked for his membership card." "That's not the same thing," Harold said. He turned to Marcus. "May I see your identification?" Marcus reached into his jacket. This time, no one pressed panic buttons. He withdrew his driver's license and handed it to Harold. Marcus Williams, Harold read aloud. Address on Central Park West. That's a very expensive address, Harold observed. He handed the license back. Mr. Williams, are you a member of this club? I have a reservation, Marcus said. That should be sufficient. Harold looked at Jennifer. Is there a reservation? Yes, but... Then what's the problem? The live stream viewer count had reached 600. Amanda's followers were sharing the stream across platforms. Meridian Club began trending on social media. 10 minutes, Marcus said. His phone buzzed. A text message appeared on the screen. Running slightly early, arriving in 8 minutes. K. Yamamoto. Jennifer saw the message. Who's K. Yamamoto? My business partner, Marcus replied. Sarah's computer chimed again. Another email notification, this one marked urgent. She glanced at it and froze. Everything all right, Sarah? Jennifer asked. Sarah's face had gone pale. She stared at her screen, then at Marcus, then back at her screen. I need to check something, she stammered. The kitchen staff had abandoned their posts. Roberto, the head chef, whispered to his sous chef. This feels wrong. That man doesn't look like trouble. Mike Patterson shifted uncomfortably. 20 years of security work had taught him to trust his instincts. This situation felt manufactured. The man in the suit posed no threat. Perhaps we should call Mr. Yamamoto, Harold suggested. Verify the meeting. That's not necessary, Marcus said. He'll be here shortly. 8 minutes, he added, checking his watch again. The live stream had reached 800 viewers. Comments scrolled too fast to read. Amanda's followers were calling news stations. The story was spreading beyond social media. Jennifer's phone rang. The caller ID showed corporate office. I need to take this, she said, stepping away from the group. Jennifer Brooks, she answered. Mrs. Brooks, we're receiving calls about an incident at your location. Is everything under control? Jennifer looked at the crowd gathered in the lobby. 3 security guards, multiple witnesses, and a growing online audience. We're handling it. Make sure you are. The last thing we need is negative publicity. Jennifer hung up and returned to the group. Mr. Williams, I'm going to need you to come with me to the office, so we can sort this out privately. I'm comfortable here, Marcus said. My guest expects to find me in the lobby. 6 minutes, he added. Amanda's live stream count had reached 1,000 viewers. Her phone was overheating from the constant activity. News outlets were reaching out for interviews. This is spiraling out of control, Sarah whispered to Jennifer. Then let's end it, Jennifer replied. Mr. Williams, I'm asking you to leave. On what grounds? Trespassing. The word hung in the air. The lobby fell silent. Even the background music seemed to pause. Harold Whitman stepped forward. Jennifer, I've been a member here for 37 years. This man has a confirmed reservation. He's shown identification. He's been nothing but courteous. On what grounds are you asking him to leave? Jennifer's face flushed. Club policy. What policy? Security protocols. Marcus reached into his jacket pocket. Every security guard tensed. The live stream viewers held their breath. Before you call the police, Marcus said, let me show you something. He withdrew a simple business card and placed it on the marble counter. Sarah leaned forward to read it. The blood drained from her face. Jennifer picked up the card. Her hands began to shake. The card read, Marcus Williams, Chief Executive Officer, Meridian Hospitality Group. The lobby fell silent. Even the grandfather clock seemed to pause between ticks. Sarah's mouth opened, but no words came. Her eyes darted from the business card to Marcus's face, then back to the card. Jennifer's hands trembled as she held the small white rectangle. This can't be real. I assure you it is, Marcus said quietly. Amanda's live stream exploded. The viewer count jumped to 1,500 in seconds. Comments flooded the screen. OMG! Plot twist! This is unreal! Is this real? Harold Whitman picked up the card from Jennifer's shaking hands. He examined it carefully, running his thumb over the embossed lettering. Meridian Hospitality Group. That's the company that owns this building. And 47 other properties, Marcus added, including the hotel chain where Mr. Yamamoto is staying. Tom Rodriguez stepped backward, his hand moving away from his radio. 23 years of security experience had taught him to recognize real authority. This man possessed it. You're the CEO? Sarah's voice was barely a whisper. For 8 years, Marcus confirmed. I built this company from $2 million in revenue to $847 million. The live stream viewer count reached 2,000. Amanda's followers were sharing the stream across every platform. News outlets were beginning to pick up the story. Mr. Williams, Jennifer began, her voice cracking, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. The question is, Marcus said, what happens next? Sarah sank into her chair. 8 years of employment at the Meridian Club, countless interactions with members. Never had she imagined this scenario. I book rooms under my first initial, Marcus explained, to avoid exactly this situation. I want to experience how my employees treat customers when they think no one is watching. The security guards began to disperse. Mike Patterson returned to his post. Tom Rodriguez found urgent business in another part of the building. Only Harold Whitman remained, fascinated by the unfolding drama. 4 minutes until Mr. Yamamoto arrives, Marcus said, checking his watch. He's considering a $340 million merger with my company. Jennifer's face went white. The Japanese businessman? Kenji Yamamoto. He values respect, equality, and social responsibility above all else. His company has a zero-tolerance policy for discrimination. Amanda's live stream had reached 2,500 viewers. Her phone was overheating, but she continued filming. This was the story of her career. What will you tell him? Sarah asked, tears forming in her eyes. I haven't decided yet, Marcus replied. But first, let me show you something else. He reached into his jacket again. This time, no one flinched. He withdrew a leather portfolio and opened it on the counter. These are complaint records, he said, filed against various staff members over the past 18 months. Sarah's eyes widened as she recognized the forms. 23 complaints filed specifically against you, Ms. Chen, all involving treatment of potential customers who didn't fit your preconceived notions. Jennifer leaned over to read the documents. Her face grew paler with each page. Our membership has declined 12% during your tenure, Marcus continued. We've lost $2.3 million in revenue directly attributable to customer service issues. The live stream comments were becoming increasingly supportive of Marcus. Viewers were calling Sarah's behavior disgusting and unacceptable. Some were demanding her immediate termination. But those people weren't members, Sarah protested weakly. 47% of our new members are referrals from existing members, Marcus said. When you insult a guest, you insult their host. When you embarrass a potential member, you lose not just their business, but their network's business. Harold nodded approvingly. Sound business logic. 2 minutes, Marcus announced. The elevator chimed. A distinguished Japanese man in an impeccable suit stepped into the lobby. He was followed by 2 assistants carrying briefcases. Mr. Yamamoto, Marcus said, extending his hand. Welcome to the Meridian Club. Kenji Yamamoto bowed slightly, then shook Marcus's hand. Thank you for accommodating our meeting on such short notice. Not at all. Though I should mention, we've had an interesting afternoon. Yamamoto's eyes took in the scene, the nervous staff, the woman filming with her phone. the security guards trying to blend into the background. "I see," he said. "Perhaps we should discuss this privately?" "An excellent idea," Marcus agreed. "Private room 7 is ready for us." As they walked toward the elevator, Yamamoto leaned closer to Marcus. "I heard raised voices when I entered the building. Is everything all right?" "We'll discuss it upstairs," Marcus replied. Sarah watched them disappear into the elevator. Her career at the Meridian Club was over. She knew it with absolute certainty. Amanda's live stream viewer count had reached 3,000. The story was spreading across social media platforms. Meridian Club was trending nationwide. Jennifer stood alone in the lobby, holding Marcus's business card. Her mind raced through the implications. Corporate would want answers. The board of directors would demand explanations. Her own job was suddenly in jeopardy. "What do we do now?" Sarah asked. Jennifer looked at her with a mixture of pity and anger. "We wait." The grandfather clock chimed 4 times. In private room 7, 2 of the most powerful businessmen in the hospitality industry were about to discuss more than just a merger. Harold Whitman approached the reception desk. "In 37 years of membership, I've never seen anything like this." "What should I do?" Sarah asked. "Start updating your resume," Harold replied. "And consider this a lesson in treating everyone with respect." Amanda finally ended her live stream. 3,200 viewers had witnessed the entire confrontation. The video would be shared millions of times within hours. "This is Amanda Hutchinson, reporting from the Meridian Club," she said to her phone. "I've just witnessed the most incredible display of grace under pressure I've ever seen. A man was profiled, harassed, and threatened with arrest for trying to use a room he had legally reserved. The twist? He owns the building." She paused, looking around the now quiet lobby. "This is what institutional bias looks like. This is what systematic discrimination does to people. But this is also what quiet dignity can accomplish. I've never seen anyone handle injustice with such class." The story was already being picked up by major news outlets. Business journals were reaching out for interviews. The Meridian Club's phone lines were flooded with calls. In the kitchen, Roberto Santos shook his head. "I knew something was wrong. That man never raised his voice, never showed anger, just stood there and took it." "What happens now?" his sous chef asked. "Change," Roberto replied. "This kind of publicity forces change." Private room 7 commanded a view of Central Park through floor-to-ceiling windows. The mahogany conference table seated 12, though only 2 men occupied the leather chairs. Marcus poured tea from a silver service. "Earl Grey. I remember you prefer it to coffee." Kenji Yamamoto accepted the cup with both hands. "Your memory is excellent. However, I suspect we have more pressing matters to discuss than my beverage preferences." "Indeed," Marcus settled into his chair. "You witnessed the scene in the lobby." "Partially. I arrived as the situation was reaching its conclusion. But I heard enough to understand the nature of the conflict." Marcus opened his laptop. The screen displayed a live feed from the lobby's security cameras. Below it, Amanda's live stream continued to gain viewers even after ending. 3,200 people watched this unfold in real time, Marcus said. The story is spreading across social media platforms. Major news outlets are calling for interviews. Yamamoto studied the screen. "Your employee displayed considerable bias." "Multiple employees," Marcus corrected. "The receptionist, the manager, and the security staff all participated in the discrimination. How will you address this?" Marcus clicked to another screen. Personnel files appeared, showing detailed records for each employee involved. Sarah Chen, head receptionist, 8 years with the company. 23 discrimination complaints filed against her in the past 18 months. Membership decline of 12% during her tenure. Revenue loss of $2.3 million directly attributable to her behavior. Yamamoto's eyebrows rose. Significant financial impact? Jennifer Brooks, general manager. 15 years in hospitality. No previous complaints, but she escalated the situation unnecessarily and threatened to have me arrested for trespassing. And the security personnel? Following orders, but they should have recognized the situation was inappropriate. Tom Rodriguez has 23 years of experience. He should have de-escalated instead of adding more guards. Marcus clicked to a financial spreadsheet. This incident will cost us significantly. Legal liability for discrimination could reach $5 to $15 million. Brand reputation damage is immeasurable. Our stock price has already dropped 3% since the live stream went viral. What resolution do you propose? Marcus leaned back in his chair. Ms. Chen has two choices: immediate resignation with a severance package, or termination for cause with no benefits and a permanent record. And the manager? Formal reprimand, mandatory sensitivity training, 6-month probationary period. She showed poor judgment but no malicious intent. Yamamoto sipped his tea. Reasonable. But what about systematic change? I'm implementing new policies effective immediately. Mandatory bias training for all staff. Anonymous reporting system for discrimination incidents. Monthly diversity audits. Zero tolerance policy with immediate termination for violations. Marcus clicked to another screen showing budget allocations. $500,000 annually for diversity initiatives. New hiring protocols that include bias screening. AI-powered monitoring system for customer interactions. Impressive, Yamamoto said, but I'm concerned about the broader implications for our merger. How so? My company's values center on respect, equality, and social responsibility. This incident reflects poorly on corporate culture. Marcus nodded, which is why I'm taking decisive action. This isn't just about damage control. It's about creating the company we should have been all along. A knock interrupted their conversation. Jennifer Brooks stood in the doorway, her face pale. Mr. Williams, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have a situation. What kind of situation? The phones haven't stopped ringing. News outlets, potential members, corporate headquarters, and... She hesitated. And? The board of directors wants an emergency meeting. They're flying in from Chicago and Los Angeles. Marcus checked his watch. How long do we have? They'll be here in 3 hours. Yamamoto set down his teacup. Perhaps I should postpone our merger discussion. Absolutely not, Marcus said firmly. This situation demonstrates exactly why we need your partnership. Your company's commitment to social responsibility will strengthen our corporate culture. You're certain? I've never been more certain of anything in my life. Jennifer cleared her throat. Mr. Williams, there's something else. Ms. Chen is asking to speak with you privately. Send her in. Sarah Chen entered the room, her eyes red from crying. She clutched a resignation letter in her trembling hands. Mr. Williams, I don't know what to say. I had no idea who you were, but that's no excuse. I treated you terribly, and I'm ashamed of my behavior. Marcus studied her for a long moment. Miss Chen, do you understand why your actions were wrong? Yes, sir. I made assumptions based on appearance. I was prejudiced and unprofessional. I violated every principle of good customer service. And I cost the company money. I embarrassed the Meridian Club brand. I potentially damaged our reputation with members and the public. Yamamoto watched the exchange with interest. He was evaluating not just Sarah's response, but Marcus's handling of the situation. What have you learned from this experience? Marcus asked. That everyone deserves respect, regardless of how they look or dress. That assumptions are dangerous and costly. that my behavior reflects on the entire organization. Marcus accepted her resignation letter. Ms. Chen, I accept your resignation. You'll receive your full severance package and a neutral reference. I suggest you use this experience to become a better person and employee. Thank you, Mr. Williams. I truly am sorry. After Sarah left, Yamamoto leaned forward. You handled that with considerable grace. She made a mistake, but she owned it. That counts for something. Indeed. Now, about our merger. Marcus opened a new folder. I propose we add a clause requiring diversity metrics as part of our partnership agreement. Annual reporting on staff demographics, customer satisfaction scores across all demographic groups, and financial investments in inclusive practices. Excellent. I also suggest joint training programs between our companies. Share best practices for creating inclusive environments. Agreed. And I want to establish a scholarship program for hospitality students from underrepresented communities. Your company's foundation could partner with ours. Yamamoto smiled. This incident may have been the best thing that could have happened to our partnership. How so? It revealed your character under pressure. It demonstrated your commitment to doing what's right, even when it's costly. Those are the qualities I want in a business partner. Marcus extended his hand. Then we have a deal? We have a deal, Yamamoto confirmed, shaking hands. $340 million, with the diversity clauses we discussed. Excellent. Let's draft the agreement. As they worked on the contract details, Marcus's phone buzzed with constant notifications. The story was spreading faster than he had anticipated. The Today Show wants an interview, he said, reading his messages. So do CNN, Fox Business, and the Wall Street Journal. Will you do them? Selected ones. This is an opportunity to discuss the broader issues of bias in business. If our story can help other companies examine their own practices, then something positive comes from this negative experience. Wise approach. They spent the next hour finalizing merger details. The partnership would create the largest diversity hospitality company in North America. Combined revenues would exceed $1 billion annually. As they concluded their meeting, Marcus's assistant knocked on the door. Mr. Williams, the board of directors have arrived. They're in the main conference room. Thank you. Mr. Yamamoto, would you like to meet the board? They should hear about our partnership from both of us. I'd be honored. As they walked toward the conference room, Marcus reflected on the afternoon's events. A situation that began with discrimination had evolved into the most important business partnership of his career. Last question, Yamamoto said as they reached the conference room door. How did you remain so calm during the confrontation? Marcus paused, his hand on the door handle. Because I knew that anger would only make the situation worse. Real power doesn't need to shout. It simply needs to be revealed at the right moment. Wise philosophy. My grandfather taught me that dignity is the one thing no one can take from you. But you can give it away if you're not careful. They entered the conference room where 6 board members waited. The next phase of this crisis was about to begin. The main conference room buzzed with tension as 6 board members sat around the polished table. Marcus entered with Yamamoto, their presence commanding immediate attention. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus began, I'd like you to meet Kenji Yamamoto, CEO of Yamamoto International Hospitality. We've just finalized a $340 million merger. Board Chair Victoria Sterling looked up from her phone. Marcus, we need to discuss the situation downstairs. Our legal department is fielding calls from media outlets. The situation is resolved, Marcus replied calmly. Ms. Chen has submitted her resignation. Ms. Brooks is undergoing additional training. We're implementing comprehensive reforms. Resigned? Board member David Chen raised his eyebrows. That seems extreme. 23 discrimination complaints in 18 months. Marcus said, distributing printed reports. Revenue loss of $2.3 million. Today's incident was live-streamed to over 3,000 viewers. The financial and reputational damage is substantial. Yamamoto took a seat at the table. If I may offer perspective, your CEO handled this situation with remarkable professionalism. His response convinced me to proceed with our merger. Victoria examined the merger documents. The terms include diversity clauses, annual reporting requirements, Marcus confirmed, financial investments in inclusive practices, joint training programs. It's the future of responsible business. What about the immediate fallout? Asked board member James Morrison. Social media is exploding. Our stock price dropped 3%. Temporary fluctuation, Marcus said. Long-term, this positions us as an industry leader in corporate responsibility. The merger will boost our stock price by 20 to 30%. Victoria's phone buzzed with another call. CNN wants a statement. The Wall Street Journal is preparing an article. How do we control this narrative? We don't control it, Marcus said. We own it. I'm scheduling interviews to discuss the broader issues of workplace bias. This becomes a teaching moment for the entire industry. Risky strategy, David warned. Calculated strategy, Marcus corrected. Transparency builds trust. Defensive responses suggest guilt. Yamamoto nodded approvingly. In Japan, we have a concept called Kaizen, continuous improvement. This incident catalyzes positive change. What specific reforms are you implementing? Victoria asked. Marcus pulled up a presentation on the wall screen. Comprehensive bias training for all employees. Anonymous reporting system with direct access to my office. AI-powered monitoring of customer interactions. Monthly diversity audits. Cost $500,000 annually. But the return on investment is substantial. Diverse companies outperform homogeneous ones by 35%. Inclusive workplaces have 22% lower turnover. Board member Sarah Kim leaned forward. What about legal liability? Our attorneys are reviewing potential discrimination claims. We're prepared to settle if necessary. But our proactive response demonstrates good faith efforts to address the problem. Settlement costs? Potentially $5 to $15 million. However, the merger revenue more than compensates for any legal expenses. Victoria checked her watch. We need to release a public statement. The media won't wait for our convenience. Marcus handed her a prepared document. I've drafted a statement taking full responsibility and outlining our reform initiatives. No excuses, no deflection. You're not worried about personal liability? I'm more worried about our company's reputation. Leadership means accepting responsibility for everything that happens under your watch. Yamamoto smiled. This is precisely why I chose to partner with Marcus. Integrity under pressure is rare in business. The conference room door opened. Jennifer Brooks entered with an update. Mr. Williams, I have news from the lobby. We've received over 200 membership inquiries in the past hour. Diverse professionals wanting to join the club. Interesting, Victoria said. The controversy is generating business? People appreciate our willingness to address problems directly, Marcus explained. Accountability attracts quality customers. What about current members? James asked. 3 members have expressed concerns, Jennifer reported. 47 have called to express support for our reforms. 1 major member is planning to host a diversity event here next month. The numbers support our approach, Marcus said. Short-term controversy, long-term growth. Victoria stood up. I move to support Marcus's reform initiatives and public response strategy. All in favor? 6 hands rose around the table. Unanimous support, Victoria announced. Marcus, you have the board's full backing. Thank you. Now, let's discuss implementation timeline. Training begins next week. New hiring protocols start immediately. The monitoring system will be operational within 30 days. What about other properties? Sarah Kim asked. Do these reforms apply company-wide? Absolutely. All 47 properties will implement identical policies. We're creating a standardized approach to inclusive hospitality. Yamamoto consulted his tablet. My company can provide training materials. We've developed comprehensive bias reduction programs. Excellent partnership synergy, Marcus said. We're not just merging companies. We're creating a new industry standard. Victoria's phone buzzed again. The Today Show wants to interview you tomorrow morning. Accepted. I'll also do the Wall Street Journal interview and CNN Business. Talking points? Simple. We made a mistake. We're fixing it. We're better because of it. This is how responsible companies handle problems. The meeting concluded with assignments for each board member. Victoria would handle investor relations, David would coordinate with legal, James would manage media strategy. As everyone filed out, Yamamoto remained behind with Marcus. Impressive performance, he said. You turned a crisis into an opportunity. The crisis revealed problems that already existed. We're just finally addressing them. True leadership, Yamamoto observed. I'm more confident than ever about our partnership. Marcus looked out the window at Central Park. This afternoon started badly, but sometimes the worst situations create the best outcomes. Indeed, your grandfather would be proud. I hope so. His lessons about dignity and respect are guiding everything we're doing. They shook hands, sealing not just a business merger, but a commitment to changing their industry's culture. 3 months later, the Meridian Club had transformed into a symbol of progressive hospitality. The lobby buzzed with diverse conversations in multiple languages. New members represented every demographic, creating the inclusive environment Marcus had envisioned. Sarah Chen's replacement, David Park, had implemented the AI monitoring system. Customer satisfaction scores increased by 47%. Complaint rates dropped to nearly zero. The club's reputation had not only recovered, but flourished. The numbers are remarkable, Jennifer Brooks reported during their weekly meeting. Membership applications have increased by 60%. Revenue is up 35%. Staff retention has improved by 25%. Marcus reviewed the quarterly report. The Yamamoto merger is exceeding projections. Combined company revenues reached $1.2 billion. The media coverage helped, Jennifer noted. Your interviews positioned us as industry leaders in corporate responsibility. The Today Show interview had reached 12 million viewers. Marcus's calm explanation of the reforms resonated with audiences nationwide. Other hospitality companies began implementing similar policies. We received inquiries from 43 competitors wanting to license our training programs, Jennifer continued. The Diversity Consulting Division is generating $2 million in annual revenue. Marcus smiled. Sometimes the best business opportunities come from unexpected places. His phone displayed a text from Yamamoto. Tokyo property opening next month. Diversity metrics exceeded all projections. Thank you for the partnership. The merger had created ripple effects throughout the industry. Hospitality journals featured articles about inclusive practices. Business schools added case studies about handling discrimination incidents. The Meridian Club story became required reading in corporate ethics courses. Amanda Hutchinson had parlayed her live stream into a book deal. Dignity Under Fire, Lessons in Grace and Leadership, spent 12 weeks on bestseller lists. She donated proceeds to scholarship funds for underrepresented hospitality students. The scholarship program has awarded grants to 123 students, Jennifer reported. Applications came from all 50 states and 12 countries. Marcus had established the program with Yamamoto's foundation. Recipients studied at top hospitality schools, then completed internships at Meridian Properties. Graduation rates reached 98%. Harold Whitman, the club member who witnessed the original incident, had become an advocate for inclusive practices. His investment firm now required diversity audits before funding hospitality ventures. "Experience taught me that dignity isn't about power," he often said at speaking engagements. "It's about how you treat people when you think no one is watching." The lobby, where everything began, now featured a small plaque near the reception desk. "Excellence in hospitality begins with respect for every guest." Staff members read it during orientation. Members noticed it during visits. Roberto Santos, the head chef, had been promoted to culinary director. His diverse kitchen staff created fusion menus reflecting the club's multicultural membership. Food and Wine magazine featured their innovative approach in a cover story. "The kitchen represents 37 countries now," Roberto said proudly. "Our menu tells stories from around the world." Marcus stood in that same lobby, watching staff interact with guests. Every conversation demonstrated respect. Every interaction reflected the values they had fought to establish. These touching stories prove that real-life stories of courage create lasting change in our communities. When individuals choose dignity over anger, education over revenge, systematic reform over personal satisfaction, entire industries can transform. The security guards who once surrounded him with suspicion now greeted members with genuine warmth. Training had taught them to see hospitality as their primary mission. Protection meant creating safe spaces for everyone. Change is possible, Marcus reflected during his final interview with CNN Business. But it requires leaders willing to admit mistakes, employees willing to learn, and organizations willing to invest in better practices. The reporter asked about his advice for other executives facing similar situations. "Listen more than you speak. Learn more than you assume. And remember that your response to crisis defines your character more than the crisis itself." The interview aired during prime time, reaching 8 million viewers. Comments flooded social media platforms, sharing similar experiences and celebrating positive changes in workplace culture. Have you witnessed similar injustices in your workplace or community? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might inspire someone else to take action. If this video opened your eyes to the importance of treating everyone with dignity, hit the subscribe button and share it with someone who needs to see that change is possible. Together, we can create spaces where everyone belongs, where merit matters more than appearance, where respect is the foundation of every interaction. Sometimes the most powerful response to discrimination isn't anger or revenge. It's action that changes the system for everyone who comes after you.